our weekly collection update where we tell you what we are putting on our shelf, what we are putting on our sell pile, what came in, and what we are backing on Kickstarter and GameFound.
And this episode is primarily about Legos.
Yeah, honestly.
That's the majority of it. This has been a slower week. We haven't
Gratefully, it has been a slower week. We have enough here.
We've been getting a lot of stuff up and running. We've been catching up with edits from the travel down to Florida. Yeah. We haven't actually played a lot of games. We don't have a lot of stuff going. We don't have a lot of stuff coming. But we do have some stuff to display. We've backed some new project we're excited about. We've had at least one game be added to our permanent collection at some point down the road, and we have an adorable Lego tree. I don't know if you all are into Legos. I know there's actually a much bigger community out there that's into Legos than there are that are into board games. Maybe we should start a Lego channel. But for the last month or so, Shira constructed this, and this has been sitting on
our dining room table. It has the option to exchange all of these pink branches out for green branches, kind of changing it. It's a little mini bonsai tree.
Yeah.
And it takes the centerpiece of our table because we're too busy to actually have fresh flowers that get changed every week.
Actually, the nerd in me loves decorating the house with ambient Lego pieces. Like, I think it's cool.
I like Lego because it's a very tactile, focused activity where I'm looking in a book, I'm following directions, but I create a cool project. I'm actually in the middle of building like the massive Hogwarts castle, which has I think 8,000 pieces.
She's been in the middle of building that for
a year and a half-ish. Pandemic hit, and then I got slightly bit.
Pandemic hit 2 years ago, for the record.
You know what? I'm gonna turn on a camera and just work on it each week, and have a silent,
just a Lego episode.
Silent Lego episode. So in the meantime, because I built the bonsai tree, and Jesse was really excited about it.
I really like the aesthetic of them, and I know it's something you can take time to do that makes you happy. We originally got this as a date event, and then we found that one piece was missing, which freaked you out.
Yeah.
And we put it on hold.
And then a
until
second piece ended up being missing, and that piece didn't freak me out because I could have added it at the very end.
But Lego's doing this whole botanical set. So we have 2 little roses.
Yeah, they have tulips and dandelion, sunflowers.
Sunflowers.
That I'm
really excited about the sunflowers. We have ordered the tulips. We have
a whole vase of flowers, which I'm super excited.
I almost want a second one of these. Just because, I mean, look how epic and pretty this thing is, right?
The flowers are they're basically all different except for like the 3 brown ones are the same. I don't mind having a second set and just having a bigger bouquet.
Well, not a bigger bouquet. I was thinking like you could have one on the coffee table and then you could have one downstairs or one in the kitchen.
That's where those are gonna be. The roses and the sunflowers and the tulips.
I'm just saying.
Or this one.
Very excited about this.
The Bird of Paradise.
Okay, so this one is probably the most epic of the whole collection. This is the Bird of Paradise, which just looks, I mean, how insane does this thing
Literally,
look?
the pot that it sits in is made up of Lego.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
I'm very, very excited to start adding these around the house, just kind of filling out everything we have. You can leave that, it's like on camera right there if you still want to give people a little bit of peace and relaxation. I'll set those off to the side. Let's talk about some stuff that has actually arrived, or let's actually talk about something that has been added to our collection permanently. This has become our like date night game.
Yeah, when we go out to eat for like a quick bite at a restaurant, and no matter what city, we bring a copy of Railroading. We got this played this week, and we added the desert expansion that adds the cacti and sun, which was really interesting. It changed the game a little bit.
Plural is cactuses.
Cactuses?
Yeah.
Okay. It actually changed the game a decent amount, and I really liked it, and it wasn't too difficult to learn. I am waiting for the other colors to come in.
So we do have a relationship with Horrible Guild here at the channel. They have done some RPG stuff with us, and I was able to send them an email saying, hey, just so you know, we picked up yellow, fell in love with it, both of us. We missed the opportunity to back the full, like, all in. Mm-hmm. If you have any of those, please send one our way. And they said they have a damaged giant box in warehouse.
Oh, cool.
With all the little expansions and stuff. And so we're going to be
I don't mind if it's damaged.
We're going to be getting everything for this as soon as they have the reprint for red and blue available. And they'll send it our way. And then here on the channel, we're going to be showcasing and featuring all the little breakdowns and mini expansions. It's just such a lovely game.
Yeah, we need to play it again.
And since we're naturally going to be doing content anyway, I thought it made sense to send them a message. Let's talk about a brand new game coming to GameFound soon, which is now publicly available. Cryptid Urban Legends. This is from Osprey Games. This is not anything like the Cryptid that you know. And Cryptid is a hidden detective game. You're trying to like pattern match and find out where the Cryptid could be on this giant island, this giant reef-based thing. This is a head-to-head kind of abstract puzzle where you're playing cards, shifting cubes, and doing your best to track a Cryptid through a city as they split off in two different directions, or you narrow them down into one point. I can see where the theming comes from. I can see kind of where it ties in. I would say, before you back this, take the time to watch a gameplay or a how to play video. Not because it's not a good game. I'm actually starting to enjoy it quite a bit. But because
it's not similar at all to the first one, and if you're thinking that it is, then you're going to be disappointed.
Yeah, and so that's the biggest thing for me. This is a different game, different category. It's an abstract puzzle. It's a two-player, and we'll be sharing some content here on the channel so you all can take a closer look and see if it's going to be right for you. I got in.
Of course you did. More RPGs that never get played.
All right. Leave me alone on the RPG thing.
He has an entire bookshelf, mind you.
So these are little, back when I was covering some of the indie zine projects that popped up on Kickstarter, there's a big zine, which is this type of book. Well, not quite this type of book. It's actually more of like a handmade page book. But there was a few different RPGs that popped up, and they're like $6 a piece with a little bit for shipping. And they're just really cool ways to support creators that are getting like their first steps into writing, into publishing, into literature. And so this is another one of those. This is the Egg Hunt and 3-Die-6, a dungeon creepy crawler. I want the time to dig into these. I need to maybe start another RPG channel to justify it. Would that make you happy if I started?
Sure, if you actually make use of the RPGs that are.
So I can start another channel.
By all means.
Can do another one. I mean, because we already have the one that will not be named.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless people search for it.
Right. Yeah. And then we have Quackalope.
Yep. And then I'm thinking about
another one.
Some other ones, and then there was also the
somewhere.
Yeah. So.
You just like starting channels. Cat Lady! I actually want Dog Lover. I don't want Cat Lady.
I purchased Cat Lady off Amazon. I still need to get a copy of Dog Lover. It was one that I tried to pick up at a convention earlier this year.
Yeah.
And they were not available. And so AEG did not send these to me, although I would love for them to send me Dog Lover. I should probably send them a ping. Cat Lady is a surprisingly good game. Yeah. It's really fascinating because it's not a game that I thought I would like at all. But I picked these up specifically because I not only like the game, I think it's probably just going to be part of a permanent collection, especially as we start owning cats eventually. But also, I've been working on shorts on the channel. You just admitted to everyone that we're going to own a cat. What? Yay! Oh my gosh, I'm trying to convince him. There are these purebred cats that are slightly hypoallergenic. They have to be purebred fur because they have to be hypoallergenic. They didn't trigger my allergies. Sam Healy's cat. Yes, Sam Healy's cat. I held him. He was super fluffy. Not those hairless, skinny things that freak me out. This was a super fluffy cat, and apparently it's a difference between fur and hair, which is also the difference in dogs. I'm very allergic to the regular cats, and the fact that I was able to hold this cat, sleep in the same like house as it, and just fluff it all up. I really want one. They're expensive though, so not on our budget anytime soon. But the fact that you just admitted to it is so exciting. You're opening up your mind. Apparently, eventually, we're gonna own. We'll be cat people. Cats. No. I like this game. You're feeding your cats. You're trying to accumulate the different types of foods, and then you're set collecting basically with all the different types of treats and things. It's cool. It's remarkably cute. And Dog Lover is one I'm going to be borrowing from a friend, but they're very similar games, just different themes. I've been working on short form content and trying to think about what short form content would perform well on the channel. And one of the videos I want to do is if you love cats, here's 2 board games for you. I like Cats and Cat Lady. And I want to do a Dogs versus Cats. Of course. Dog Lover. Dogs first. And Cat Lady. Okay. We got in Decorum from Floodgate Games. This is a game that they just published. They sent to us for some review coverage. This is a game... I don't know anything about it. Yes, this is a game that's all about working together and cooperatively designing an aesthetically pleasing house. Interesting. Okay. Think we'll be good at that? No. I don't think our house is aesthetically pleasing right now. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So that's the whole concept of the game. Yeah, you're building out this brand new apartment that you just moved into, trying to get everything as you would like it, while also compromising with the other people around the table who also live in the house with you. It's cooperative, hidden information. Cool. Cooperative, hidden information. It's a game about collaboration and aesthetic debate. We also got in Sea of Legends. Sea of Legends. Isn't there a map also? Matt. We have one as well, yeah. This is a app-based miniatures game built around the concept of going on your own naval exploration, countering some pandemic-like stuff, but also being competitive against the other players. We covered this back when it was a prototype. This is the first time I've got my hands on one. They hadn't sent one out to us, and they just ended up being able to do so. I reached back out to them because they have more content coming out down the road. The app kind of wasn't great when it first came out, which did make the cool experience that's here in the game, I think, subpar for a lot of the people that initially played it. I am excited to dive in, especially with the next version of the app on the way. I know they've been revamping it a lot over the last, year.
Compared to Destinies and Divinus, how do you compare this?
Compared to Destinies and Divinus, this is much more of a pandemic style. So, if you took Destinies and you did it in a kind of more open world, follow your mission, but also chaos is happening, and it's a lot more cruel than Destinies is. In this, you can take damage, you can send out naval vessels, you can hunt someone, right? It has direct player interaction in it, and that's kind of a neat twist to that.
All right.
It's interesting. It's very compelling. I want to see how the next version of the app performs, because for me, that's a big question. If they can make the story really come to life, that's a big deal.
You're all story-based.
We have...
Legendary, Marvel Legendary.
The Seige Complex. We haven't got to the base game yet. We're working our way through it at the moment. I know Alex has been playing it a little bit as well. But this is one of the expansions for Legendary, Marvel Legendary, coming out of Upper Deck. Now, they did reach out about the Doctor Strange expansion.
Okay.
And so if we want to cover the Doctor Strange expansion, we need to make our way to these expansions.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're going to be able to do that here on the channel. It's a lot of content to go through, especially it's not paid or sponsored or anything.
Yeah.
They sent us a pack of cards, which we appreciate. It means we can play something and share it with you, the audience. But it is a couple hours to kind of dig into this.
I'm interested. I'm not a fan of Marvel Champions. I like Marvel United better, and that's why
I'm curious to see if you like this. That's the big question for me is we can find more things in an IP that we love.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And now
to our backing segment.
Yeah. Nothing new on GameFound.
No.
This week. Now, it doesn't mean we're not backing anything on GameFound. We had a variety of things on GameFound that we backed last week, but let's go through the stuff that we have here over this last bit, and we have some changes that we should go over. So starting down here, Earth was successful. Really proud of them. What did they end up raising? $570,000.
Nice.
Oh, I love it. What a good game. We 100% backed that. I cannot wait to get a copy of it. I am backing a game called Monster Pit.
Why?
Monster Pit is coming from Elzra Games. Do you recognize the artwork of it at all?
Vaguely.
So it's the flicking game that you don't like.
Flick of Faith?
No. There's one called Catacombs.
Catacombs. I haven't played it yet, but
so you haven't played it.
It is flicky.
But I love the Elzra artwork. I love their production quality, and I love their team.
Okay.
This is a game that they just released that is stepping into the Euro scene. Worker placement, dice rolling, dice allocation, not dexterity at all.
Okay.
Just in this world, in this theme. MVM has coverage of it. We haven't had a chance to check it out, but I do want to, I'm a little disappointed to see how low it is on here.
Has it funded yet?
No, it hasn't. It hasn't. So it's at 22,000 out of the 31,000 that they need. I not only want to back them because I want to support Elzra, I think they're a great team, and I think they do really quality work. But on top of that, if I can actually get a copy of this, I'm excited to check it out. They have a publishing repertoire that is not always right for me or for you, but does mean that they're worth paying attention to.
That's fine.
And it's not too expensive.
Surprise! This is Brandon Sanderson. I've heard so much about this. It is the biggest Kickstarter ever.
The biggest Kickstarter ever. Brandon Sanderson wrote...
He's raised $27 million.
Yeah, he wrote 4 surprise novels over the course of a year.
I was watching the Dice Tower's coverage of Kickstarters this week in the background, and they were talking about this, how people who are backing this have no clue what the books are about.
No idea.
They have not released it. They're going pure on trust based on who he is as an author.
So he's probably the most prolific and famous fantasy author that exists.
One of the members of the Dice Tower was saying that they have never encountered one of his books that they didn't like. And I found that interesting.
Yeah.
I haven't heard of him up until now, but...
I had heard of him. I had been suggested to buy one of his books, and I have started listening to it in podcast form. They're heavier than I think I can reasonably go through.
Okay.
here's the thing, though. If I'm gonna back any novel and do any book coverage on the channel at all,
you're gonna do this biggest one. That how many people are backing? 116,000 backers.
More than any board game Kickstarter has ever had. Like this
more than most board game channel subscribers. Honestly,
this is insane. I think I am gonna commit to this one because I think it's at least like 10 good videos on the channel. Getting the book out, reading it, review it, like talking with people about it.
Okay.
If I'm backing it, I'm gonna do it at the pledge that gives you the Luxuria box.
Of course.
Because then the box will come in and I'll be able to unbox it and show it off. And I think we'll actually be able to get some of our money back.
You can read at least the backs of it to people.
Yeah, I don't actually have to like read the book itself. I don't know. I want to be a part of this. I want to feel like I'm a part of this. And it could be the wrong motivation to actually buying it. And I may,
I would like to read some of his other books.
I understand. We've got 20 days to try to check and see if we're into it. This is one that I might pull out of. Let me know, like, audience, are you interested in coverage on Brandon Sanderson's books as we get them in? Or is this a complete blunder, waste of money, and I just want to be a part of something cool?
Yeah.
And maybe that's worth it still. Maybe being a part of something cool is neat. Like, I don't know. It
reminds me of when the solar eclipse was happening and everyone wanted to be a part of it.
Oh my gosh. The solar eclipse was one of the best experiences I've ever had in my life.
Maybe we're talking about the wrong eclipse.
The full eclipse, like 4 years ago.
4 years ago, like I was in college. I went onto the main campus in the middle of the day.
Did you watch? You were not in the full eclipse.
Oh no, I wasn't in the full.
The difference between
I literally had to wear glasses and looked up, and it was so lame.
The difference between a partial eclipse and a full eclipse is one of the most mind-blowing experiences you've ever had. To the point where, when the next full eclipse happens, which we need to get on our schedule, it crosses through the northern part of the United States. You and I will be booking whatever is happening.
I believe it's in 2026. I have looked it up because I know.
Here's what I will say.
Haley's Comet is one thing I want to be aware of.
If Passover is happening during the next full eclipse,
we will be sitting.
We are finding a family to stay with that lives within the radius of it.
I know. No, I know. I love astronomical things. Like on my
one of our first dates was a sky tour.
Yeah, we went stargazing, one of our first dates. We found a really cool spot out in Pennsylvania. It was a super cold night.
Great.
But
the guy, more stuff like that.
The guy had a laser pen that could point at the stars, and he pointed out all the constellations. We had to buy these red flashlights because it was so dark that they didn't want the regular lights.
Because your eyes adjust
your eyes
to
just
the
start
world.
to get adjusted. It was mind-blowing.
It's really
on
cool.
my bucket list is to see the Northern Lights, and is to see like Haley's Comet, and is to see all of these eclipses as they start happening. But some of them are in South America this year. Like, they're not happening.
We won't be able to do the South American ones because they're, like, over the middle of the jungle. I looked into it. Trust me.
I'm sure you did. No, but the ones that are in the middle of Arizona and New Mexico and Alabama, we can literally go to.
All right. So, we are backing Motor City.
This one I pointed out because I was excited. I played Three Sisters. I have not gotten a chance to play Fleet the Dice game, but Motor City, I really like I like Roll and Rides. I like Three Sisters, and I wanted to try this one out.
I don't mind having this one on the shelf next to the boat one, next to the garden one. I think together they make a great little package, right? I'm not convinced that this is my favorite, but if you sat down and you're like, hey, let's play through the whole retinue of them, that'd be a good night. That would be a good night.
Yeah.
So I don't mind backing that, and at like $30, not bad. I am considering to back Solar, an epic Euro-style legacy game.
Interesting. Okay.
It's a spacefaring game about the rebirth of civilization after things have kind of fallen apart. And the thing that compels me the most about this, Shira, is not only how beautiful and aesthetic it is, but it's a Euro legacy game. It means that you and I could sit down. Hopefully, it plays good at 2 players. I'm not sure, but this is a. I like brand new approaches.
There aren't many legacy games.
I like brand new approaches to the legacy genre in a way that I can't fully express.
Like, we still have to go through Betrayal. We still have to go.
I want you and I to start going through legacy games together. We hadn't even finished Pandemic, and I don't even like Pandemic, and I'm enjoying the game.
We've got some campaigns that we're also in the middle of, not legacy games. Okay.
I know. I love stickers. I love breaking things. I love the concept of it, and so I'm gonna do more research on this one. I'm not entirely sold here. But it's definitely, I'm backed it at this point, and it's not too big of an all-in not to continue considering it. Okay. This is one that's yours.
Yes. Oh, I'm so excited. So it's got renamed. This is... it's Minesweeper. You're like, it's yours, and then your face pops up.
Look at that cute little duck. All right, just for the record, since sit-down games, you're going to put me on the very front of this, I wish you'd let us know that you were launching this. Again,
so this game is Pachamama, but they renamed it Tiwanaku.
Yeah.
It was an insane pattern deduction game where it is competitive, it is not cooperative, and you don't need anything app-based. Mm-hmm. You could do it all from the little dial circle that,
Alex says, I like the degree of information that presents itself. There's a puzzle going on in this game.
They did not send out enough trial episodes to do with the prototype that we encountered. We had 3 that we could play. I think one was at 2-player, one was at 3-player, one was at 4-player. I think I played them all, and I wanted to play them more. I think there's 30 in base game. Yeah, we did one on camera. So much fun.
I mean, here's what I'll say. If this isn't on your radar, and you're not backing this game, and you like the concept of take that like competitive Minesweeper. This is
so fun.
A really good game. You should consider it. And trust me, I've said the same thing about Mind MGMT. I've said the same thing about stuff like Townsfolk Tussle. Mm-hmm. There's some games you come across that are just unique, good, and interesting, and people miss them. This is one of those. Amora, which is the comic book published by Ivy Studios.
I'm a little sad that it hasn't funded yet.
It's a whole different genre. And
I know.
The funding category of comic books is not the same as board games.
I know,
so,
it's interesting. I'm hoping that it'll fund. I
want a copy. So,
I know.
And then the stuff that we are backing a little bit higher, we have a Literati, which we already kind of went over last week. Really fun word game. We have Earth Under Siege, which I am committing to back to. We need to do gameplay, you and I, down together. Okay. This is Splinter Cell. This is Splinter Ops, tactical kind of movement positioning. Alex and everyone that has reviewed this, Jeremy Howard, a bunch of people have really enjoyed this.
Okay.
And I think they're completely right and fair for it. We're going to be backing this. It gives me that Splinter Cell, that 6 Siege style feeling. And
I never got into 6 Siege.
It reminds me of Burn Cycle in a way, with the Spec Ops style stuff that just came out from Chip Theory Games. Moving up. This is all you. This is all you. So, I'm intrigued. I'm in.
Once I was watching the Dice Towers thing, they came upon this one, and it's the 2023 Quest calendar. I believe they did one in either 2020 or 2021, but it is basically an RPG that you do on a daily calendar. You choose a character at the beginning of the year, and then you flip through, and you encounter different missions, you fight different baddies, you're rolling dice. It's an RPG, and you're reading a story, and you do it a few minutes every morning. And I think Jesse loves RPGs, and I'm still trying to get into them. And I think that if we each had a copy of the calendar and we each chose a different character, we could go through it together. I think it'd be, because I like desktop games.
That, and we could update people on the weekend.
Yeah, we could be like, hey, this is what happened to our characters the entire week.
Which would be fun. I'm very intrigued. Dogfight is doing okay. I would love to see it funded a little bit more. This is another one that's just an interesting approach to a game that I think is unique. Now the last two. Tang Gardens, we have committed to backing.
Okay.
Everything. Because you want to play it.
I do. I haven't heard the greatest things, though. I don't know. I have to still do my research.
Off of it? You've got 6 days to decide.
You lectured me right before we started this video. He's like, I see you looking up all these other videos to see about Kickstarters.
This isn't a series about what we want to back. This is a series about what is actually coming in that we think is going on our shelf.
I think I'm gonna back off on this one. There are a lot of games this reminds me of Bitoku, honestly. We have Bitoku already. I want to get it up to the table. There are a lot of nature.
It's so pretty.
There are a lot of nature-themed games. I'm going to be the responsible one of us. You can be the one with all the shiny eyes. We've got 6 days. Yeah. I'm going to look at it a little bit more. Yeah. I want to see who's covered it.
I'm hard on that one. And then Western Legends, I have, and I'm going to go ahead and just do it here. I can't do that either way. I have.
Did you just show everyone your whole credit card?
No,
number?
it's just the ending 4 digits, but still not the best thing to show people expiration date and stuff.
Yeah.
Just cut away.
Cut that one for a second.
Maybe.
Western Legends.
We're not backing this one. It's too big, it's too open world, it's too slow to play, and there's some stuff coming down the road that I think is going to heavily compete with this.
Phantom West and Great Western Trail.
Well, and there's some other games as well coming down the road, which we're very excited about. And so, I want to like this game. I haven't yet, and there's no need for me to convince myself that I should be backing something.
It was an average game to me.
I loved my turns, though.
Yeah, your turns are great, but
Loved my turns.
experience between your turns
That's
is
the hard
like
part.
20 minutes.
Yeah, that's the pressure point. So, thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for checking out this stuff. I know.
Thanks for being here for our collection update.
Transforming this series to keep you posted on everything we're doing.
And now soak in the peaceful... They can't see it if I push it too far. Soak in the peacefulness of the bonsai tree.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Thanks.